Hello, this is Mad Cat, the angry egalitarian that discusses this and that. Today is Remembrance Sunday. Um, I just actually got this information like a few minutes ago, and my good friend Mercedes Carrera said that we should all take 2 minutes for Remembrance Sunday. Now, I'll be honest, I had no idea what this was until I looked it up, saying that we should do it at 11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And it so happens that that will be in about 4 minutes. So I'm going to participate in that, which will require us to be silent for 2 minutes. So I'm asking everyone to join me on my channel to do that, to honor this. Until that time, I'm going to try to go over some basics of what this is. I'm looking directly at Wikipedia. I know, not a trusted source, but it's all I have right now. Now, if my time is a little bit off from the rest of you, I apologize, but that's just what my computer is set at. But I don't think it's so much that we get it exactly on the right time, but the fact that we do it. So, Remembrance Sunday is held in the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth as the day to commemorate the contribution of British and Commonwealth military and civilian servicemen and women in the two world wars and later conflict. It is held on Sunday in November and the Sunday nearest to 11 November, also known as Armistice Day, the anniversary of the end of hostilities in the First World War at 11 a.m. in 1918. Now, across the United Kingdom, Remembrance Sunday is marked by ceremonies at local war memorials in most cities, towns, and villages, attended by civic dignitaries, ex servicemen and women, many who are of the Royal British Legion and other veteran organizations. Members of the local armed forces, regular and reserved units, military cadet forces, youth organizations are among those in attendance. Wreaths of remembrance, poppies are laid on the memorials and 2 minutes of silence is held at 11 a.m. Church bells are usually rung half muffled, creating a somber effect. So I'm going to continue reading because I still got 2 minutes on my watch to have a moment of silence, which is a little bit unorthodox for YouTube to be silent, but I think that's probably the best way to do this is to record live silence. So I have a lot of respect for the military. Um, I may not always agree with the way that our military is used, but I still support the men and women that fight and die in wars. Sometimes they're important, sometimes they're for stupid reasons, but those are human beings out there and they deserve all of our respect. And that's what I'm doing this. I'm not from the UK. I've never been there. I want to, but I never have. So I'm doing this because I respect them all. Those who defend their country, those who fight for us, deserve our respect. So I'm actually going to jump to silence, about 10 seconds. Please stay with me and I will talk a little bit afterwards. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that is 2 minutes. Um, Kind of feels, um, I want to say epic, but I don't think that's the right word for it. But to kind of be part of that ceremony here on YouTube, that there was a part of the world that was just silent for 2 minutes. That's, again, I can't think of the specific words. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. I should be asleep. I was doing research for an article I'm writing today on my writing website, and I just happened to go on Twitter and notice a tweet from 2 hours ago. So just, you know, I can't help but think about, our veterans, especially here in the United States. I don't know how bad it is for the UK. I'm hoping that it veterans are treated better in the UK than they are for the United States, because how they're treated in the United States is bad. It is very horrific. Well, Tangy Orange, he or she is saying, I just don't know. The whole world was silent for 2 minutes. No, the whole world wasn't silent for 2 minutes, but there was a portion of the world that was. I seriously doubt the whole world was silent for 2 minutes either. So, but the thing is that we should really honor our veterans. I know that Veterans Day, I believe, is coming up on the 11th here in the United States. Not very good with holidays, so let me just double check that as I type. Yeah, November 11th, which is also referring to the Armistice Day that the Wikipedia article was. Um, a brief bit about what actually happened in Europe for those that are not there. 2 minutes of silence is held at 11 a.m. before laying of the wreaths. The silence represents the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, when the guns of Europe fell silent. The silence is marked by the firing of a field gun on a horse guards parade to begin and end the silence, followed by the Royal Marine buglers sounding the last post. The RAF, the Royal Air Force buglers, sound the rouse. I have no idea what these things are, but it's important to them, so I'm doing what I can for that. There's a little bit more to this, and I don't really want to bore anyone with that. I do recommend looking this up. But yeah, this really does go back to let's remember our veterans. Let's remember those who served in the military, those who put their lives on the line, those who died, and those who didn't come back quite the person that they were when they left. Sometimes that's a good thing, but most of the time it's a bad thing, because warfare is hard on anyone. And whew, it kind of gets me a little bit emotional that, with the United States, people come back from war and they're told that you're not really sick, you're not really injured. They're denied their benefits. Look at Terrence Popp. I mean, the things that he's talked about, that often servicemen come home to their wives cheating on them, or having to face a divorce, or things like that. And it's actually a lot more common than people think. And I'm not saying that it's, all women are bad or anything, far from it, but the way that our world treats these people that have to put their lives on the line is rather disgusting. And that's why I do this today. This is why I give 2 minutes of silence for that. Even though it's a completely different culture than my own, I still honor it. I thank you for joining me for those 2 minutes. all one of you, but I'm sure other people who watch this will still honor just the same. And you know what? Today, tomorrow, the day after that, or the day after that, sometime this week, take 2 minutes and just think about those who came before and gave us the freedoms that we have today. Think about the people in our society today that were told to go and fight for us, and then when they return home, we wanted nothing to do with them. And if you get a moment, find a veteran and tell them thank you. Somewhere out there, there's a veteran in your life, and you should say thank you to them. My parents, my mother was a veteran. She was in the military, but she didn't serve during a wartime. She was an X-ray tech, and I think I'll go and thank her and see if there's someone within my circle that has fought in a war somewhere, and thank them for their duty and their service. So, anyways, that does it for me tonight or this morning, however you want to look at it. This is Mad Cat signing off.